This is exactly what the MLB is afraid of, as the Los Angeles Dodgers have another opportunity to do what they've done so many times in the past and shock the rest of the MLB. We're going to be breaking it all down here in this video and going over how Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto can seriously affect what is going to happen with the Los Angeles Dodgers here in this year's free agency. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot to cover in today's video, so I wanted to say very quickly, if you haven't already, be sure to hit the sub button. Join us here on the channel. We're covering everything Dodgers, and it's 100% free. You won't want to miss all of the best Dodgers news here on YouTube with us here on the channel. But let's get straight into this, because heading into the next couple of days, we know that free agency is really going to pick up for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And one name in specific that we have yet to speak about here on the channel has really emerged as one of the best candidates going over the next couple of days. And this is where we currently stand on this. And I'll go from the start right now until where things get very interesting for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the Seibu Lions are increasingly likely to accept right-handed pitcher Tatsuya Imai's request to be posted to the MLB this offseason. Not yet official. Decision expected in the coming days. And this was at this point right now 2 days ago, so we are getting closer and closer to figuring out what the future for Tatsuya Imai's kind of future lies within the MLB. And there's one thing across the MLB that everybody, and I mean everybody, knows, and that is the Dodgers have a very tight-knit route to Japanese players and the country of Japan. Of course, look at the roster right now. This team is absolutely stacked with the superstars from overseas, having players in the Japanese league, in the Korean league, and all of the eastern seaboard of Asia. They dominate that market, and this is a very big opportunity for the Dodgers, who are still in a very interesting spot and continuing to look for pitching. And we've spoken about some pitchers here, but these are all relievers. Now, this is a very interesting thing when it comes down to it, due to the Dodgers' lack of need, I would say, at this very moment for a starting pitcher. And going into where we have, right now, at least on the rotation, before we do jump into kind of the idea behind Tatsuya Imai and why he as a Dodger would be seriously intriguing, the Dodgers rotation right now is very stacked, especially when you have River Ryan, Gavin Stone coming back, Emmett Sheehan going back to the rotation, Roki going back to the rotation, and you have the Big Four. I mean, there's no doubt about that. We saw these guys in the postseason absolutely dominate, and from that point right now, there's a lack of a need for a starter unless the Dodgers have a change in heart. And we did see this when we were talking about here in a previous video, going over what the possibilities of for signing Shota Imanaga. So there is a lot of kind of stuff going around right now where this is at a very interesting point where nobody really knows what the plan is. And, of course, we can go back and really talk about what the biggest plan for this Dodgers team is with what we've been seeing from Alden Gonzalez. Continue to put out, the Dodgers are expected to aggressively pursue a closer and right-handed late-inning arms this offseason. So when it does come down to that, and when it really does put this in the mindset, is Tatsuya Imai really the guy that this Dodgers team is looking for at this very moment? But like I said, and this is one thing that is seriously a big bonus for the Dodgers, their Japanese roots. They have a bonus of getting these guys due to the connections from Shohei Ohtani, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Roki Sasaki, and I could continue to go on. Pitchers want to be with these guys. Players want to be with these guys. This is a big bonus, and it almost seems like at this point right now, the Dodgers have this, if they want him, they will get him type of mentality, which is so rare across the MLB these days. And this is one tweet I wanted to pull up to kind of get the idea of what he brings to the table. You can make a strong argument that Imai Tatsuya is the best non-Yamamoto or non-Ohtani NPB developed starting pitcher to come over in the last 10 years. This part is a bit, I would say over-exaggerated, but he's not the injury time bomb that Kodai Senga and Roki Sasaki are, and he throws harder than Imanaga would having major homer issues. So this is kind of just a little bit of an insight for it, but what scouts have to say is what really brings this to the table, and an interesting decision for the Dodgers. I hesitate to put him on the level of someone like Yamamoto, and this comes from an assistant scouting director for an NL team. I think this is more of a number 3 starter type of pitcher. Now, you get this. You see what other teams, other scouts really think of Tatsuya Imai. So keep that in mind. And when we go to this one here from another NL in-person scout, he kind of looked bored at times when he dominated that competition. But then he dialed it up when facing a hitter like Murakami, and you'd be like, okay, yeah. And then when you go through it, there might be another gear or two in there, which makes him really, really intriguing. So a lot of scouts don't know if we've seen the best out of Tatsuya Imai here so far in his career. And it's a kind of crazy thought when you come down to it, because when you look at his, I'm going to put this as a savant, but this is the Japanese version of it here, I believe, at least from someone on Twitter, so I appreciate them for putting this out. You see a lot well above average, almost into the elite category. You get the splits versus righties, versus lefties, and overall, he is an otherworldly talent from what we've seen at his best. And this is certainly something that the Dodgers have to put themselves into due to what it's done in the past. And the MLB is not going to like when the Dodgers get their name out there into a market like this for Tatsuya Imai, even though at this very moment, the Dodgers are not someone or not a team who are really in this major market for, a guy like a starting pitcher like Imai. But with the roots, with everything that has really come down to it and how things have really played out, he is a guy that a lot of people are going to be discussing here with the Dodgers. What the possibilities are, how good he's been, and especially adding him into a rotation just like this. It raises a lot of questions as to if the Dodgers are going to make this move to add their help out the bullpen. There's a lot of questions surrounding it, and this is one thing that I want to get you guys to go. So we're going to talk about that here in a moment. I just want to take a break here very quickly and put this out. On a different note, of course, it's a very, kind of crazy thing that we're about to say here, but the Dodgers reliever Alex Vesia, who did miss the World Series, as we know, because of what the team said was a deeply personal family matter, said Friday his daughter Sterling has died. So our deepest condolences here at Dodgers Digest, obviously for Alex Vesia. It's from Adam Schefter, an NFL guy, but I felt like this was the best that summed it up in kind of the hardest hitting way for us. So obviously prayers to Alex Vesia. You never want to see anything like this. So it is just a crazy kind of thing that you see in today's world. So that was just on another note. I wanted to put this out here before the end of the video and kind of get things going here for you guys out there that we now know what it was. So once again, prayers out to Alex Vesia, his family, his wife, everybody involved in the situation. But when we look at Tatsuya Imai's stats as well, going back into it, he's a guy over the past, numerous seasons to 2022 when he was 24 years old. You look at that ERA, sub 245 every single season. He's been a guy who's been so consistent, and even when some scouts say he looks like he's bored out there, he's still dominating. So this is something that is exactly what the Dodgers could really work with, get him to his highest level in this rotation. And it's time now that I pose you guys one question here, and let me know in the comments below what you think about Tatsuya Imai, and do you want the Dodgers to sign him? Y for yes, and for no. Right now, I think I'm a bit in the middle, because the Dodgers rotation is very full. But from what we've been seeing from scouts and everybody that's really been involved in this whole situation, it certainly seems like he is a very intriguing option that can absolutely jump to a next level in the MLB. And having Ohtani and Yamamoto, Roki all here with him would be something that I think would help develop that very much along the way. So let me know what you think in the comments below. But that is all I have here in this video. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. I'm signing out though. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.